And a good morning to you, cherished viewers. You are welcome to the Cocoa Digest Morning Show here on Clock TV. I am your host, Yaira Awuno. We're coming to you, as usual, live from the studios of Clock TV. You can also catch us on GoTV channel 184. Don't forget, we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, so just go onto these platforms and look for Clock TV and join in the live stream here on the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. Send in your comments to our live stream, send your questions, send your suggestions to our live stream on Facebook and on YouTube, or onto our number that will be displayed on your screen from time to time. Don't forget to also call a friend to join in the live stream while on your way to work if you are not at home watching on TV. Now, here on the Cocoa Digest Morning Show, we bring to you the most informative, educative, and entertaining segments like business, lifestyle, entertainment, motivational quotes, in-depth discussions to give you a well-rounded experience and set the tone for your day. Next is the motivational quote of the day, so prepare your hearts to be inspired. It's time for our motivational quote of the day, and as usual, I always do this with my two co-hosts here in the studios with me, in the persons of Miss Miriam Abna-Dede and Mr. Clement Yapan-Kwe. Good morning.
Good morning, Yaira.
How are we doing?
By grace.
A new week is here. November has been so long. We're in the final week of November. How are we feeling?
Well, personally, I would say it has been a very tough month for some of us. Challenges here and there, but I mean, that is a sign that we are ending a year. We are ending a tough year. So I'm not, disturbed about the challenges that I encounter. I'm just grateful that I'm alive today. As you can see, I'm looking all flamboyant.
Yeah, loving the tie-dye.
Beautiful colors here this morning, just to brighten up, the set. Comments?
Mimi, for today I won't say anything.
Well, let's have our motivational quotes for this morning and, of course, for the week. And Miriam will take us through the praise and worship.
Right. So our motivational quote for today says, all our dreams can come through if we have the courage to pursue them. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. And this is a very, I would say it's a common quote. I mean, even our parents used to advise us, your dreams are achievable. You can achieve any dream at all you have, because all of us have dreams. But, sometimes some of our dreams are so big that it scares us, right? We see them as unachievable. We can't, attain such feats or things we see in our dreams. But all I want to say this morning is that to be successful at anything, you need to, be dedicated. You need to be hardworking. You need to be committed. You need to put in all your efforts into achieving that dream, and eventually you'll be surprised that you'll be, experiencing the dream itself, but you won't even realize it was a dream. So that is my motivation for this morning.
Thank you so much. Clemens, what are your submissions?
Yeah, what I would say is, Mimi, as Mimi rightly said, it's all about courage. So courage is the door to your achievement of greatness, because the quote rightly said that to achieve everything, the only one thing you need to have is the courage. So you having the courage enough tells you that, no, I can do whatever I want to do. Because you might have so many plans in your mind, but if you don't gather the momentum you need, if you don't gather all the resource, all the positive mindset you need, trust me, you'll get in there and you mess up. So I would say, tell viewers this morning that the one key you need to open the door of your greatness is courage. Just gather the courage and you're out there.
Thank you so much. So the little I would like to add is that having dreams is not just about merely wishing to achieve something, but actually taking the step. I mean, wishing, you can just, yeah, I want to be a pilot. You're just saying, I want to be a pilot. But what moves are you making to become a pilot? It is becoming a pilot. Yes, you have to fly a plane. You may crash the plane. You may die and all that. But like Clement said, the courage to take that step, the courage to be able to admit that yes, some of these things may have challenges, but taking that step to move into achieving your dreams is all you need. So as you go about your day to day, no dream is too big. No dream is too small. Everything under the sun is achievable. Once you have the courage for it, the sky is your limit. You can achieve anything you put your minds to. Please take this and spread the positivity as you go through your day. Share this quote with somebody to encourage them not to give up on their dreams. And we will see you again on Thursday to share another beautiful quote with you. But after this, we have the online and newspaper review with my usuals, and we will be right back.
And Ghana is going to decide to choose a new president. Yes, so we are all preparing. You could see the atmosphere is now jeering, people are preparing, campaigns going here and
interesting
there.
Campaign songs.
Interesting campaign songs coming out.
And posts, you know, yesterday, I think some parts of Accra had, you know, lights out. And then I saw a post by someone, you know how as kids, when we have a new dress we are going to wear to church the next day, you put a dress on your bed and you sleep beside it. So the post was this person with their voter ID said, I've come home, sat in traffic, only to come and meet this heat.
They'll hear from
December 7.
They'll hear from me.
They'll hear from me. So according to that's really the major thing in Ghana, that people are all equally waiting for 7th December, but notwithstanding on the 2nd of December, that is special voting.
Okay.
Yes, so people should prepare, and all those involved should prepare that coming Monday, yes, they are supposed to go cast their
Can you shed some light on the special voting for us?
Yeah, so special voting will be done in the various constituencies or the district offices. So it's unlike what we do, go to our various polling station electoral area, but rather in the district offices. And it's going to be, those involved are the security officers, the media, meaning all those people are going to be working on the day of election, that's 7th December. They are given the opportunity to vote earlier than the normal dates we are going to vote. Yes.
So what about us? Because we'll be here doing poll watch.
Oh yeah, so my producer, they told us that yes, we are also factored in that.
Wow,
yes,
that's so laudable.
But exactly, we have to. They are doing a good job.
Yeah.
But my main story is about the issue of Bujumbura explosion. That happened somewhere 14th of October. Where we experienced unusual explosion. People had their properties being destroyed. But as at now, the company has not compensated such people. And they are saying that if the company does not come to their aid, on Friday, coming Friday, there's going to be a peaceful demonstration at Bujumbura, and they are going to prevent the contractor from continuing his work. So that is a issue happening.
Oh, we thank God that, I mean, you're surprised I'm thanking God.
Yes, what are you thanking God for exactly?
For the peaceful demonstration. I mean, people now have something to demonstrate on. I'm just hoping that the company will compensate the affected individuals.
But then it doesn't have to take people coming to protest before you do what is right.
People understand.
No, but you see, we spoke about love, you know, last week and things. And as humans, yes, my actions have had repercussions. People's lives have been lost, or even property has been lost. What is the right and appropriate step to take? Compensate them, and this is over a month now, right? So what message are you sending them? Is it disregard for people's lives and property, hard-earned money used to acquire this property?
I also think government should step into the issue, because it is not a private operation that was ongoing. It's something that has to do with our roads, and roads has to do with our nation.
Yes,
so
but then there needs to be a balance.
Yes, so if the contractor is not speaking up or coming out to say something, I think government should, find a way. This time around, just as Clement said, it's just a week into election. You don't need people to tell you what to do. You have to be proactive. Like, these are some of the things they can do to, cover up things.
The reason I'm talking about the balance is also because they are probably not speaking up or taking any actions because they are working for the government. So they are expecting the government to take responsibility for their actions. Quite like back in the day when we had the military rule, long before we were born, lots of soldiers indulged in a lot of cruel acts. But at the end of everything, it's just Rawlings that was mentioned. Putting the blame on him rather than those individuals that did the cruel things they did in the name of the regime and, exerting all of that power. So these contractors themselves too, if we want to look into this case, it is not the government that, caused the explosion and then even had people's property damaged or even some lives being taken,
exactly.
So let us be let's take accountability for it. Yes, the government needs to step in, but you yourself, you are the one directly handling the thing. If these people died, when we go to heaven and they play your video, government will not have
They also say they've taken their money. So there's nothing they can do to them. They've taken, even if they demonstrate and then they are not asked to come back to work, they've taken the money.
The little thing I just want to say about this story is the aspect of government. Yes, the DC is trying. He has been going to the company for compensation for his people, but he says several attempts has failed. That the company is failing to release the funds to the affected people. So that is what he said. He has been calming down his people, but now it's unbearable for him. So he's just going to leave them to do whatever they want. So the government is intervening. That's on the side of the DC, Solomon Dalcoquam. Yes, he's the one intervening for them. So basically, that's what's going on.
And you know, with this upcoming protest too, there's a very thin line between peace and war. If these people are very agitated and, you know, they express that agitation by just destroying more things, like you were saying, you know, they said they would impede the progress of the work. So now they set, you know, their bulldozers and things on fire. Where are we heading towards? So they should take the peaceful protest as...
The people of Budumbram are very peaceful.
Yes. We follow the story to an update.
But they are peaceful.
Kaswa, the way we know, the things we've heard of Kaswa...
They are close. Neighbors.
They are neighbors. So what if those are their big brothers that they call that?
Kaswa is a very peaceful place to be. It's a very peaceful place to be.
Okay.
So maybe take us to the next one. Yes.
So my trending story has to do with the back-to-back commissioning of the incumbent government, you know, happening especially this month. That has raised a lot of concerns. You know, every week, or let me say every 3 days, we hear of a commissioning. So we heard of Bank of Ghana, the new headquarters, Bank of Ghana. We heard the flower pots, you know, overhead. Yeah. Or Clement, am I wrong?
Oh, that's it.
Yes. We also heard of just, I think yesterday, the Tema in Padang railway line has also been commissioned. And there are so many, and even President Akufo-Addo is set to commission over 80 educational projects this month.
I think they've done that.
So, I mean, people are asking, what's happening? Why did they wait till now to commission all these projects?
So the letter that I would say is, I would say that, one, they didn't wait till now. That is the time frame given to the project. So looking at the time frame given to the project, this is the suitable time.
It was a strategy.
That is why they are commissioning all the projects now. It's not. I don't think it's a plan thing. I don't think it's strategically.
Really saying
Yes.
Okay, so let me say this. Co-chair of the MPP's 2024 manifesto team, Sheila Battels, for the housing and infrastructure, and also MP for Ablekuma North, has defended her party on, you know, the recent commissioning of projects, and she said it is a way to highlight the party's achievement as the nation heads towards elections.
If an MP is saying this,
so you can't speak for people like that.
Exactly, that's true.
Because we are in a country where street lights only start working at most a month to elections. My neighbor...
Roads are being constructed with months to election. With
some, should I say rapidity? So rapidly. It is amazing. I mean, this is Ghana for you. It's already common knowledge that our politicians only they seem to be doing things for the country when it is going to benefit them or reflect in terms of votes. And as you know, as she has said it, she has put it very beautifully, but it's been sugar-coated. But let's be honest about this. These are the things going on here.
They want people to see what they've done over the years.
Exactly. Exactly.
And people always say that people have, how do I put it?
Short
memory. Our very own ex-president, John Dramani Mahama, said that we have short memory. And so you always have to do things and let it stay in the minds of people. And that is what they are doing. They want their projects to be seen.
But if you are doing the projects all at once in a very short period of time, why not do it throughout the year so that you have so much to
Yes, there was this time I
reflect on.
sat and I was like, so this government, aside the free SHS, to be very honest, that was my reflection. I was like, what exactly have they really done? So I'm really surprised I'm seeing this commissioning. So it means they were working, just that
yes. They've done a lot. 1D1F
Yes.
projects. I was listening to one of the communicators
1D1F,
of
how many do we have so far?
They said they've done about 160 factories.
Where?
Yes, so I'm yet to know where the factories are being situated. Yes.
Okay,
so, let's go.
to the next
Otherwise,
story.
Okay.
So do you have any more trending stories or that?
no, I think that's all we have.
Okay. So what about your daily graphic, your digitalized newspapers?
Okay, so I have the graphic business, and on the front page, that is Professor Bobbin, professor in finance and economics at the University of Ghana. He says that Agric must lead economic revival. So according to Professor Bobbin, he is saying that if Ghana want to go back to our old form, then we need to take agriculture very serious, because that is the only ways that we can get back to our old place, that is a country where we might be very respected, because he believes that in agriculture we'll be able to process them and even export them to some companies, and it's going to earn us a lot. So that is basically what Professor Bobbin said.
Okay. Miriam?
Well, I also have here with me today's daily graphic, and on the front page we have some stories, interesting stories making headlines. So, EC to discuss election 2024 readiness tomorrow. Charge delivers mixed verdict on National Cathedral. You know, the National Cathedral has been trending for some time.
We will come to that.
Yeah, and also police arrest 26 for toy gun related crimes. I even forgot to talk about this. It's really trending in Kumasi, and it is a new game, you know, and people are scared that what if, you know, evil people mix up to, you know, use the real guns to, because I saw on someone's status that this is my real pill, and the person took a shot of a real gun. So you see, that is something that is
so
alarming.
For that story, I think I also saw a post about the robbery that was it in Adabraka? There was a robbery somewhere last week somewhere last week or last 2 weeks, and apparently they were at an impasse. They couldn't really enter to you know, try to save the people or try to catch these culprits. So how come? So there were some funny comments about the Ghana Police Service. But
I also heard such news. And our last story is also on election 2024. Now, Keep Up News validator status. NMC charges graphic their houses depend on them for news, just as we are doing this morning. And so it's good to be credible.
So to add to the credibility, I'm told the police and the robber issue happened in La Paz, not Adabraka. Yes, I mixed it up. So let's go quickly into the online news. So this one, the first story here says, power crisis to deepen as IPPs cut supply over mounting debt. Now, Ghana's energy sector faced increasing challenges on Monday, November 25, 2024, as major energy producers Powership Energy, AXA Energy, and Sinnet Energy Limited scaled down their electricity supply. Now, this development raised concerns about the potential blackouts for businesses and households as the festive season approaches.
It as well.
So we are in debt. ECG is in debt, and now these independent, independent power producers, are seemingly withdrawing from this partnership. I think one of them scaled down the amount of electricity they produce. I think from
380
to about 58. Which is very low. And then some of them are also undergoing the maintenance. That's what they said, and it's alarming because for the longest time we've been dealing with these power cuts issues, and now our own IPPs are not being paid their due, and they are supporting. I think even some of them are totally off the national grid now.
Yeah. So we have, that's the Powership. They are off the national grid. They contribute about 450 megawatts to the national grid. They are off as we speak now. We also have a couple of them. That is the Amandi Energy are also off the national grid. But as at yesterday, around 3 p.m., is it Sonu Asogli? They have come back to the national grid, contributing about 560 megawatts to the national grid. They left somewhere December, but in the course of yesterday, Ministry of Finance released fund to them.
Yeah.
So they are back to the national grid. But the whole issue is there. I wonder why, obligation. Okay, you have obligation to pay Mimi and Yara. So why don't you make provision for that?
Yes.
Why do you wait till the DD before these people come out to speak that we are taking our supply off before you make provision? That is one of my concerns, that the ECG and the Ministry of Finance, they are not making proactive. They are not. Should I? Yes, let me use that word. Sorry
That's
to say.
the right word.
Yes, they are not being proactive in some of their ways. Because this Sonny Glow, as we are speaking, they went off somewhere December 2023. And you didn't settle them until yesterday when other power producers also decided to go off. That is when you settled their debts. Now, what of the, this one we are talking about now is from Turkey. That's the car power ship. It's a subsidiary of one Turkey company. They are producing power to us. So if these people also now, they've decided not to come again and they've cut off their supply, you are now going to have discussions with them for them to come back to give us power again. What happens if by then they've also turned outside or looking to other companies? Because other countries, they are the same people supplying Iraq power. They are the same people supplying other countries to powers because of their ship. They are using ship. And as we speak, the ship is, one is in Tema, one is in Takrady. They are these two people supplying us power. So, Yara, the whole issue, I think that ECG and Ministry of Finance need to step up their work in terms of this issue that we are facing. Because in 2014, 2015, 2016, we experienced the issue of doomsday and a lot of things happened in this country. Looking at now, we are moving to election and also specifically Xmas, that most of us need power to do whatever we need to do. Now, our national grid has been reduced by 850 megawatts. So this 850 megawatts, if demand for electricity goes very high, what happens? We are going to have a lot of power shortages. I'm not surprised people are saying that they experienced light out or power shortage yesterday. These are some of the outcomes.
I also followed this story keenly, and I came to the realization that people are calling for a privatization of the ECG because they believe that is the only way that we can solve this whole, financial debt issues we've been having as a country. But I want to disagree with that because, privatizing a state-owned enterprise
and
is really
the whole country.
You get it. And ECG just distributes the electricity, right? We have Gridco and VRA. VRA being the producers, Gridco being the transmitters, and then ECG just, distributes. So why don't we invest in ECG or the transmissions of electricity rather than, trying to sell it off to a private company to take charge? That's one of the concerns that people are raising, that if we are always going to be facing power outages here and there, why don't we give it out to a private? But that is not the way to go. Personally, that is not the way to go.
I also was thinking about how we tend to get loans and grants from the IMF, World Bank. Yes, we don't particularly hear the full story of what these monies are used for, but if we could add or factor in these kinds of issues into these loans where we use these monies, acquired to offset at least 50% of these, because of course we can't use all the money given to us to cater to the needs of the country for only ECG, but if we factor in some of these things where we are trying to alleviate some of the problems, we will move forward. Because a whole national grid now needs some sort of crutches from private or IPPs to help distribute power to the whole nation. That in itself does not really speak well of us. But I mean, this is some of our politicians might even compare us to Nigeria, where almost every day national grid has collapsed, and they even almost every household has generators. And what does that say about the country? Like, every day we are hearing this loan has been given, this grant has been given from this country or from this Bretton Woods institutions, and yet we are still in debt. But we are seeing other things happening, and the monies used are not being accounted for.
So, Yara, I think what you are saying is very true. According to IEA, that is the Institute of Energy Sector, IES, they did their own findings, and this is what they are saying. They are saying that, one, we have this IPPS, they contribute about 60% to Ghana's power generation. So they are 60%. So the state-owned, that is a VRA, the NEDCO, and them, they are just 40%.
Wow.
So if this IPPS decide to go off, meaning that about 60% of our power is going off. Notwithstanding, they are also saying that there is financial mismanagement in ECGs. Per their own analysis, they are saying there's financial mismanagement to an extent that we have commercial losses exceeding 30% every year. 30%. So if people are calling for this privatization, not necessarily giving it to private individuals, but when you look at the angle they were coming from, they were looking at the aspect of putting all these organizations together, ECG, VRA, NEDCO. That was the bill submitted to Parliament. Put them together to check how they work and everything so that it will be in order. When it happens like that, they would know that, yes, you are doing this, you are doing that, you are doing this. So the accountability level will be very there. We're all here, we know. We heard of ECG owing a lot of companies.
Talk about
we heard that. ECG, and to an extent that, you see, it's very sad that ECG you owe. Let me bring the story. But ECG went ahead to buy motorbikes for an institution in Ghana, over 200 motorbikes. Meanwhile, you know so you're supposed to pay this debt. You're supposed to settle this IPPS people. You didn't do that. But you went ahead to buy over 200 motorbikes. I don't know who led that thing seriously.
Maybe
it was
not something personal.
But with this new meter that has been introduced that a lot of people are using, could you believe that there are still people in this country using illegal, connections in their house?
And even there are people also complaining that you buy a certain amount of power and within a very short period of time the power is finished. And even the postpaid people sometimes, I think some sorts of, I don't know what word to use, but the amount of power they use when they are going to pay, they get there and it's been doubled. And then so it's almost as though there are some people using power and they're not paying for it, and then people who are using power are being the ones affected by this. And so with the merger, I think that if we are going to even think about merging them, then ECG's problems should be solved first. Because here at Clock TV, then they bring somebody with a myriad of problems to come and join us. Would we want that? No. Finish dealing with all your affairs, be clean, then you come, then we can work together, because all of that would rub off on, the WePower, VRA, Gridco, NEDCO, all of them, and it will become their problem.
It boils down to the management, actually. Mismanagement everywhere. Government institutions, like nobody cares. The money is for government. So you see, that's the problem. Because power is something that is very essential, and we can't, operate in this country without power or energy. So I think this same government should do something about it. Watching its people squander the money.
So let's take a few comments here. So Rose Entertainment says, good morning, Clock TV. I'm Charles, watching you live from Dubai. Good morning to you too. And D&J Venture says, good morning to you all. I am Kay, watching you inside Spintex. Good morning to you. So D&J Venture says, here we go. Who solved this? Can we say the truth in faith of what we worship? J.J. Rollins faced Dumso. Odiewu Kufuor faced Dumso. Mills and Mahama faced Dumso. What are we experiencing now? Nahu Kosam. Then, thank you for your comments. And then we also have, you're all looking glamorous this morning. I'm watching from Cape Coast. This is from Michael Amweni. Then Kwame Opito says, you're looking good, Clement. Kwame said, you didn't see the rest of us. Yes, so this is all we have in the comment section for now. Thank you so much for sending in your comments, and we are most grateful. So quickly, the last story says, Shraj report on the project for National Cathedral. The report on the National Cathedral project has been made public by the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, SHRAJ, and Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, the MP for North Tongue, has asked SHRAJ to investigate claims of power abuse and corruption in connection with this project. The Commission also recommends that the Board of the Public Procurement Authority step in and terminate the National Cathedral's construction contract with Ribade Company Limited, as it has the authority to do so under the Procurement Act after finding that the contract awarded to Ribade Company Limited is void ab initio for being entered into in violation of the mandatory provisions of the Procurement Act, Act 663, as amended by Act 914. National Cathedral. Take us away, please.
Mimi, this story, I just don't know what to say, but
say something.
yes, yeah, this National Cathedral issue has been in the system for quite long. By the grace, Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa brought out such expose that people should really dig into it. And when he brought it out, a lot of people said a lot, because it's actually about men of God and whom we have at heart. So I find it quite way to speak on this very matter. But one thing I would say, based on what SHRAJ has said, is that the procurement process that they went through to engage, I think, Ribade, right? Ribade Company was void and also illegal, because it's supposed to be approved by a committee, and that one didn't happen. So that is illegal. And an amount of close to 312,394,049 United States dollars is the some amount of money spent so far on this National Cathedral, and the only thing they can account for is, I just want to read what SHRAJ said. Is the consultancy process, is the what we can see over there, and if we have the picture, we can. That's the current swimming pool we have in Ghana. The symposium that they had, and also meetings that they organized. Oh, this is what SHRAJ said. This is not what I'm saying. This is the findings. But this is the findings of SHRAJ. So as a matter of fact, it means a lot of things need to be looked at in the process of the Board of Trustees. And we will leave it here because SHRAJ said that the Attorney General should pick it up and investigate the various members involved. Especially, he mentioned a couple of men of God, of which we all know, the Church of Pentecost, they are chairman. He mentioned our own Archbishop, a lot of them. But notwithstanding, Archbishop Eastwood Anaba, all of them resigned from the board before this incident happening. But Yaira, this issue is a national concern issue because President Akufo-Addo promised the people of Ghana that he is not going to use public funds in this very project. But to our surprise, per the observation and findings of SHRAJ, an amount was used from public coffers, which was issued or paid by controller. Authorized by Ministry of Finance. Controller made a payment to the Board of Trustees. So the question is, what were they trying to communicate to Ghanaians? Was it a political agenda? To an extent that now you have also involved the various religious leaders in this very act.
Wow.
Seriously, I speak out of pain, but it's very bad.
Yes, it is.
If you know what you are doing, you promise God to do. It's not what you want to do. Why do you then have to involve the men of God who are in place of God in Ghana? Because they believe that if they do that, we are going to believe the process they are going to take us to. But you see, it's God. I always say that God is not lefty. He always exposes. We were criticizing Okujeto Ablakwa from day one, but now SHRAJ findings have proven the right thing. So Yara, I will leave this issue here. So
my problem also, even so, as it stated here, so the contract, they said, going into the contract awarded it to Ribade Company Limited, or Ribade. is void ab initio, which means from the beginning.
Yes.
So if this contract was void from the beginning, why have we waited so long? Why has so much money been spent? I remember, I think we had this lady, she used to be Joyce Rekubrobe. I don't remember her new name now. She, in an interview where she was saying that they are still paying the workers, even though they are not working. And it's very worrying that why has all of this happened? Why has so much time passed
That's so amazing.
before now there is investigation?
Someone to investigate into the issue.
No,
If
but
not,
we are a democracy, and
Yes.
if our president is initiating something, you know, entering into contract with certain parties and taking certain initiatives, and we know that it is in violation of something, we should be able to speak up.
Yeah.
We should be able to prevent him from.
That's true. According to Honorable Gudita Blakwa, when he realized this wrong happenings in the dealings of the Board of Trustees, he quickly went to them. He told them that the path you are turning is not the right.
Yes.
So come to Parliament for approval before you continue with other things. He said he tried so many times, but
So he was the only one among how many political leaders we have in this country.
that's true.
And I think he even raised the issue of this man. He has two names.
That one, let's leave it.
So it seems as though he's the only one gunning for accountability and things like that. Which, so is it that his counterparts or his colleagues are not seeing what he's doing and then trying to back
it?
it?
Say they are minding their business. For all
Minding,
you know.
but
See, this country.
minding their
yeah,
business. Are we not? Isn't our state your business?
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
at this amount of money that has been spent, and it is from public, you know, coffers.
So I think he had a lot of people backing him, but you see, in
He
the
was
fight,
the face.
Yeah.
yes, you
So
don't used to get one person to be
He
the
sent
face.
his face to the police station to be slapped there.
Yes,
so
so
the
this
rest.
is-
But honestly, if you are our leaders, you are here to represent us, our welfare, and you are the ones or your colleagues are doing something bad that will jeopardize our welfare, and you're not saying anything, or you are. There's a term, you know, it's like you don't want to. Then
Say it
to what
loud.
end?
But Era, do you know
To what end are you being our leaders this time?
Era, the most painful aspect of all this is, aside the amount of money, should I use spent or sorry to say wasted so far, they also end up destroying state property.
Yeah.
The lawyers and judges bungalow, we had a lot of buildings there that they are now used. The total land they are using now is 9 acres.
Yeah.
9 acres. But before that, there were a lot of state assets
Yes,
on it.
and all of that has been destroyed. How are we even going to? Are we going to rebuild? What is even the solution to that? What's the remedy? Where have they been put? I think the last I heard about that was something about them being given some hotels to stay in, constantly
I think they
going to be
even
paid for.
wanted to embark on a strike. Most of them that did not really have their, buildings back wanted to embark on a strike, a demonstration actually. I don't know how far that went.
So, Clement, there's a correction here. So, it was the Church of Pentecost former chairman.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Former chairman.
We need to be careful about our statements, misinformation, disinformation. So, we have one more comment from Ackman Multimedia. It says, good morning. Good morning to you too. This issue, the earlier I end is the better. This brings us to the end of our online news review. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, my able co-host, for all the deep research that you've also done. Up next is a lifestyle segment with Miriam Abna-Dede, and she will be here with her guests, and they will be discussing healthy living, right?
Yeah.
So stay tuned, and we will be right back.
cultivate the habits of healthy living. And that is what we do best here on the lifestyle segment here. I am Miriam Abena Adede. Now, in the next 20 minutes or less, 20 or less, we'll be discussing an interesting topic that has to do with, healthy snacking options for a busy lifestyle. And I'll be doing this with our very own Yaira Awuno. So the reason why we are doing this with Yaira is because she's, a snacker.
Wow.
Yaira is a snack, queen.
Me.
I'm lying. Tell them if we are lying.
I will take this up with my lawyers. Yes.
You're welcome. Once
you.
Again, let me welcome you since I'm on your seat. Yaira.
Yes.
So today we are discussing healthy snacking options for a busy lifestyle. And we've observed that most of our viewers are very busy, just like yourself and myself. Considering the time we wake up very early in the morning. What time do you wake up?
So on the days for the morning show, we between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. Yeah.
I know our viewers will be surprised.
And then
work with the witches.
Please, I'm a child of God. And then for the other days where we don't have the morning show, I wake up around 4. Yeah.
Okay. Now, before we even delve into the conversation, someone will be wondering what a snack is. And, it is mostly used in terms like conversations, especially when a man is tossing a woman and he says, "You are a snack, I want to eat you." So what's the meaning of a snack?
So a snack is basically a light meal, something you eat in between your regular meals. So between breakfast and lunch, sometimes you can have a light meal just, to increase your energy levels or something.
Okay.
Yes.
And what is your, go-to snack? People would want to know what you take, as snacks.
Well, it depends on the time of the day because for people like us, I call us chubby delights, people on the more...
She just gave out herself.
People who are more plump or chubby or, for the more colorful word fat, you would want to go for something higher in proteins than in carbs. So, or even fruits and vegetables. You can even go for whole grains. So you get them with these granolas or even nuts and seeds, yes. So my go-tos are usually really rich in protein and maybe some vegetables and fruit.
So what do you intend to take, today as snack?
For today's morning show, they've given us breakfast, so there's no snack.
So someone will be asking, so is cocoa, can we consider cocoa as a snack?
Who would want to ask such a question?
You said snack is something we take in between meals. So
do you take cocoa in between meals?
Oh, assuming I've taken tea and I want to take cocoa again.
Well, I mean, for this part of our world, cocoa is usually for breakfast. And for some of the properties that porridge has, people also take it to help them sleep. So I can't really determine if porridge is a snack because usually snacks are to help increase your energy levels. But when you take porridge, the next is to sleep.
Okay.
Yes.
So between nutritional value and also convenience, which one would you, always go for? Are you looking out for the nutritional value or how convenient it is? There are some snacks that you just pick with your hand and you are gone.
So based on the demographic between which I fall, which is the more chubby people, I would look at nutritional value because I don't intend to get bigger than this. If anything, I should be trying to lose weight and maybe, as people would say, be healthier. So it's not just about convenience.
I see. So whenever you take snacks too, I believe it sustains your energy and it gives you that kind of vibe to, live your life around, right?
Well, sometimes maybe you're going on this intermittent fasting or the time frames between your meals are longer than usual, the snacks help to keep you up before, like people will say, stomach ulcer will kill you. So yes, those are some of the reasons that you would find me snacking on something. So you would even find dietitians actually prescribing, you know, some seeds, like I mentioned. So we have nuts and seeds. So some of the examples here are groundnuts.
Okay.
So they are rich in protein and in fats and oils. We have tiger nuts, which can be eaten raw or soaked. Then we also have pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds. They're also very rich in healthy fats to help you, you know, with your whatever weight issues you're dealing with. So the granules is not like, I mean, a lot of people like granules. It's not like you're chewing one olonka. Sometimes it's just a handful because as much as it's rich in protein and fats and oil, certain people also have reactions to it. So, you know, the acne and things like that. So it's something to be very, very mindful of. Then, of course, the fruits and vegetables, you can always have a fruit salad. I mean, there are always people selling fruits. And again, for us on the chubby side, we are more mindful of the sugars that we take. And of course, we have certain fruits that are rich in sugar, you know, fructose, sucrose, and things. So you may want to opt for more of the watermelon, coconuts, bananas. You know, the pineapples and apples too can be taken, but not as much. So you shouldn't have to eat a whole pineapple just because you think you're eating healthy. It may not serve that same purpose.
Right. So, well, if you just joined us, this is the lifestyle segment here on the Cocoa Digest Morning Show, and it is a special edition. It is a co-host, you know, vibe thing. We are just here to, you know, encourage our viewers, you know, on taking healthy snacks every day, regardless of their busy lifestyle or schedule. And I'm doing this with our very own Yaira Awuno, who is also sharing her opinions onto, you know, the best snacks we can take as busy people. Now, we are trying to get our dietitian on the line, Mrs. Melissa Newman, to speak to us on the importance of, we are trying to reach her. So in the course of our conversation, we'll speak to her. Sorry, Yaira, let me come back to you. People have issues when it comes to snacks. You know, as Ghanaians, we don't really see the need for us. Because in the morning when I wake up and I take my breakfast, I'm waiting for lunch, supper. It is always like that. You've given us the importance, but other people have also raised concerns that snacking is very costly, it's expensive. So what do you have to say about that? Do you think it is only for the rich to always be snacking, or everyone at all can snack at their own prices? Well,
it depends. It depends on what you are trying to snack on. There are so many different kinds of snacks. So, like we have here, I'm reading a little information here, and it says granola bars, homemade. Now, these are made with oats, nuts, honey, and dried fruits. And I mean, since COVID came, a lot of people were able to take on the DIY processes. We're able to do a lot of things on our own, just watching a few videos. So if buying these snacks is too expensive for you, why not, you know, learn how to make your own snacks?
Like Nkati cake.
Yes, even Nkati cake is also a very good snack, even though it's high in sugar. But of course, if you've learned how to make it, you can use maybe honey, which may be a healthier choice, but it's also still high in sugar. You can
polo.
Even... yes, polo.
Plantain chips.
Yes. So the plantain chips, instead of opting for the frying, you can bake it.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then
there's roasted
popcorn.
plantain.
Yes.
Popcorn,
Yes, popcorn is also a very great snack. It's low in calories and it's also high in fiber. The more expensive snacks would be the Greek yogurt and the cheese. Those are
the ones you've been purchasing, right?
Have you seen?
Don't worry, I'm going to call the woman.
So but there are options for everybody. You don't need to live above your means just because you're trying to have a healthier diet. So look at your pocket, look at the nutritional value, and make the choices.
Right. Yaira is saying, look at your pockets, look at the economy, look at what you want, and make the best choices for yourself. And let me use this opportunity to acknowledge our Clocksack supermarkets. They do so well when it comes to, snack options. You can, pass through and get any snack at all you want. They are always at your service. They are just right to the Clocksack headquarters here in Accra Ministries. And so you can pass by and get any snack at all you want. My camera guys, please, this is to you. Make sure you get some snacks today. The 000, a dorsal.
This is binary code.
In between, you need to take something to energize you. So we are using this opportunity to.
So I want to share a fun fact.
Okay.
Gary Soakins is a snack.
Wow. Keep on, Gary.
Yes.
So you really need to say it again because.
As much as Gary Soakins is a lifesaver for some people, it can serve as a snack. No, please, gobe is a full meal on its own. Let's be calming down. Hey, you want to show your true colors here. So, and aside the snacks, it's not just the solids that can serve as snacks. We have coconut water, which is rich in the electrolytes, helps you to even stay hydrated, retain some water in your body. We even have the Sobolo. So these natural, drinks like fruit juices and things like that we find in town, Burkina and the rest, they can also serve as snacks. Yes.
I think the other time I posted on my ex that you should buy Burkina at your own risk. Burkina when you are in the traffic. And then those, selling by the roadside, if you buy it, you are buying it at your own risk because traffic lights no so so it's so bad. So Burkina is something that I would not advise people to buy if they are not sure of where
it's being produced. But I mean, we're in the age of DIY. You can learn. I think I've learned how to make kosi on YouTube.
Wow.
People have been able to come out to teach because some of these things are really simple.
Pancakes.
Yes.
My favorite.
So you can learn how to make your own Burkina, regardless of whatever rigorous processes it takes. Okay. You can learn. But
we have a comment here before you come in. So this is from Annabelle inside Cape Coast. She says she's watching us live and she says some chubby people I know are not mindful. Unless they don't see snack, they eat anything everywhere and anyhow and they keep on becoming obolo. I'm the same. Okay, I'm part of such people and I need help. It's unfortunate we are not reaching our dietitian this morning. We would have, given you some remedies as to how to. The
first remedy is discipline.
Discipline. Okay.
Yes. Like in everything we do it in moderation.
Yeah.
As much as a dog doesn't mean that you must listen to every desire you have.
Yeah.
Sometimes you are, the person says she's becoming obolo and obolo. Do you want to keep becoming obolo? No. What is causing you to become obolo? So you have to look at that and then discipline yourself and then make the healthier choices. So pick alternatives because there are snacks that are not healthy, like the sugary drinks and foods that we give to our kids. These drinks that are just full of concentrate and then water and things like that. They are not necessarily healthy. And at a certain age, you may not be able to process them as much as children who are always running about and then burning all of that energy off.
It's even good you brought in children. We are talking about busy lifestyle, living our children. They are very busy for nothing. They are always busy, but for nothing. So can you recommend, one or two snacks we can give to our children when they need?
These same old snacks are also healthy, but I mean, children are children. You come and give your child Nkati cake, they'll go to school and get teased. So you may have to balance it with the more, what's the word? Those biscuits and drinks, calipo and things for them. So you have to just balance it. So today it's a little concentrated drink, tomorrow it's juice. So that because kids, they can refuse to take this thing and go and be begging in school, you wouldn't know. So strike the balance. But I have tips here for healthy snacking.
Okay.
And the first one says plan ahead.
Yeah,
so
that was even my next question. first thing. Yeah.
So
Like,
prepare your
plan.
snacks. Yes,
Yeah.
prepare what you want to eat to avoid unhealthy impulse eating or purchases. Then the second one is portion control. So like I was saying with the groundnuts, if you you buy some, it's not good. You don't have to chew one olonka just because you think it's healthy. You get a handful, a quantity that can, you know, fill you up very well, just enough for the meantime before the next meal. Then the fact that it's fruit and vegetables doesn't mean have a whole fruit basket and consume everything. It's in moderation. So yes, portion control. Then balance. So just because carbs tend to increase your size does not mean you cut them out completely, but rather have an equal portion of protein, vitamins, you know, fats and oils,
And
carbohydrates.
I think that is one challenge a lot of people face as to, you know,
in Africa.
even when you look at how our moms prepare soup and other things, they just use their hand to fetch the salt, and then they have this vision.
You
like,
know, especially with kinky.
Yeah.
Somebody can eat 2 bowls of kinky with about 2 teaspoons of pepper, and they will finish.
Clement can eat 2 balls of kinky,
and they will finish the kinky and leave the pepper. And it has me wondering, all these carbohydrates in your body and very little vitamins from the vegetables and fruits, and even sometimes the
fish.
fish.
Don't even buy fish.
Because here in Africa, our staple foods are mainly carbohydrates. So our soups and stews need to be more, because that's where the vegetables are coming from.
I have a personal experience. That's why I'm so passionate about it. He doesn't buy fish. It's just the kinky.
So you're selling your man out on TV like this.
What will I do? I want him to change.
So the last one is hydration. Take a lot of water. You know, sometimes when you drink water, it helps you to be full. So then the cravings will stop. Yeah, so take a lot of water. If the water is not working, take a lot of coconut water or some watermelon to help reduce your cravings, especially for the anobile person.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have some interesting comments here, and this is from Matuk Michael. He's saying fried yam. Okay, fried yam. Fried yam is your snack. Wow. Hey. We also have this for the boys in the WhatsApp group. Dear Gobe is our snack. Oh.
Hey.
I told you. I know people who take Gobe. Because they've taken breakfast, so they'll take gobe around 10 to 11. And then
they'll eat what again at 12?
They'll eat something, like another thing.
You see, this is why these boys, they end up with pot bellies.
So they are making a comparison here. So gobe is 5 cedis, polo is 5 cedis. Which one would you choose?
Oh, wow, that's really funny.
Now, we have this also from Michael Amweni. He's saying gobe is our snack and main meal. In fact, it is our everything, okay? We are not taking it
especially
away
with a lot of gari, right? Then they call it concrete.
Yeah. Okay, we also have a comment here. This is from Obiba Wilson. He's saying, this Clement eating habits there. And then that one. Baby, I'm not the one, okay? I'm sorry. So you were on the tips, right?
Yes, so I finished with the tips. It's just 4 main tips.
Okay.
So the first one is plan ahead, portion control, balance, that's balance the food groups, and then hydration. So take in more fluids. And the fluids, I'm not talking about energy drinks or your Coca-Cola and things. I'm talking about juice or coconut.
Someone is asking, what about those fizzy drinks? Hey, I know someone that cannot go a day without drinking Belkula. Was the name necessary?
It's your name. Yes, it's your name. So those drinks are high in sugar, especially. Yeah. And if you're trying to watch your weight or, you know, eat healthier, most of our foods here in Africa in the end turn to glucose, which becomes the energy that's stored in your body as fat. So you've eaten kinky already. You've probably even added your gobe. And beans has carbohydrates and protein. In addition to the gari, which is also carbs. Then you add Belkula. What are you doing to your body?
It's our day in our body. Yaira, so let's take your last words. Any advice to our viewers on, you know, healthy snacking? Any advice?
Okay, so I would just like to say that it's all about discipline and balance, and as long as you are disciplined, you'll be able to achieve whatever dietary goals you have. If you have cravings, you can distract yourself, take in a lot of water or coconut water, and you'll be fine. It's not as difficult as it looks.
Yeah. So you heard her right. It is all about discipline and also knowing the right snack for you. And you can only do that if you discuss it with a dietitian, help you know your life, how you can live your life, so you can create a balance and also know the right snacks to choose for your day. This is where we end the lifestyle conversation here on the Cocoa Digest show. I did this with Yaira Awuno, and we discussed healthy snacking for busy lifestyle. Up next is the birthday segment.
I'm not reading something.
Today was your birthday. I heard today was your birthday. I heard today was your birthday.
And you're welcome back to the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. Now it is time to celebrate amazing personalities here on the show. And we have this, a fantastic birthday to the brother I never had. Your good heart and kindness to humanity will take you places. Enjoy your special day. This is from Lion Godfred Aku. We also have this, a happy belated birthday to our lovely mom, Felicia. It is our prayer that the good Lord will continue to uphold you with his righteous right hand and also make you a mother of many. We deeply love and care for you. From your dear in-law, Mama Pat, and Mr. and Mrs. Prince Owusu of Achimota, Alobushi. Thank you so much for bringing in your message. We also have this, a happy birthday to my sister from another mother. Grow in grace. May the protection of God fall upon your life and the life of your family. You are one in a billion. So special, so kind-hearted ever since I knew you. So for Mommy, you will go far in Jesus' name. Amen. I love you with the love of God. Stay blessed. Thank you so much for bringing in your message. And we also have this, a glorious birthday wishes to Apostle Graceman Arthur, my very own apostle. We celebrate you today. A happy, 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 glorious birthday to you, Apostle. We love and appreciate you for all you do for Glory of Zion Embassy. This is from myself and also the executives. We want to wish you a happy, happy birthday. God richly bless you and enlarge your coast. Okay. So Yaira will also take us into this birthday message.
So this is from Becky Kwao to Alfred Kwao, wishing him a happy birthday. May the good Lord favor you in all your endeavors, and may heaven smile on you always. May God see you through this new age with wisdom, mercy, and above all, may you not lack. This is from Becky Kwao to Alfred Kwao. This one says, a glorious birthday to you, Mr. Amoa Jr. May the Lord bless, keep, and protect you always. May all your heart's desires come true in Jesus' name. Amen. We love you. Enjoy your day to the fullest. This is from Ahinepan Kasa family.
Wow.
Oh, yes. To my greatest support system, the calm to my storm, my peace and leader, thank you, baby, for being a true man and the best gentleman for me and my soul. Thank you for making this blessing called marriage sweet. Submitting to you is the easiest thing I forever want to do. Till the wheels fall off, honey, I know God day our back always and forever. I love and appreciate you always as my world best. From your one and only wife.
Oh, at this point, I want to get married.
God's time is the best. This one says, happy birthday to our beloved shepherd pastor Winfred Ado Yobo. Your compassionate heart and servant leadership inspire us. May God's blessings continue to rain upon you abundantly. This is from Marcelo and the Pathfinders of the Tabernacle of David Assemblies of God Church. Yeah.
Right.
So the last one says, a fantastic birthday to you, the brother I never had. Your good heart and kindness to humanity will take you places. Enjoy your special day. This is from Lion Godfred Akon.
Right. Thank you so much, Yaira, for helping us celebrate amazing personalities today. And the advantage I have, this morning is to wish my apostle a happy birthday once again, because he's been a blessing to all of us, and I can't leave without saying a happy, glorious birthday to him once again. Thank you so much, Apostle Graceman Arthur. Now, this is where we end the birthday segment here on the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. Up next is our very own Clement Yabankwe, taking us into the world of business. Clement says he's mad at me by any day. Let's switch to him now. Baby, it's out of love.
Inflation increased from 43.3% in September to 48.8% in October. The construction sector also recorded a rise, reaching 31.5% in October. Among all sectors, the mining and quarrying sector recorded the highest inflation rate at 54.3%, while the water supply, sewage and waste management sector had the lowest rate at 4.1%, though still below the national average of 33.0%. On this very story, we'll be speaking with an economist in the person of Dr. Joseph Ntwi-Bafie, a senior lecturer of Akintola Menka University of Skill Training and Entrepreneur Development, also Department of Economics. We are going to discuss the producer price inflation increase as in the month of October and the growing economic concern. We are going to look at, is it really going to affect prices in the market? Is it really going to affect an ordinary Ghanaian? Or how does this really mean to viewers watching us this morning? Doing this with me is Dr. Joseph Ntwi-Bafie, who is currently on the line. We'll be switching to have a talk with him. And I believe you are going to understand why producer price inflation is very necessary, and you need to understand it for your up-to-date businesses. Hello, good morning, Doug.
Yeah, good morning.
Doug, please, you are welcome to Clock TV Business Update segment.
Thank you very much. Good morning to your listeners as well.
Good morning. Doug, we are grateful having you again today too. And today's conversation promising to be very, very educative because our producer price inflation has increased by 2.5 percentage points, and a lot of people are raising concern that is it really going to affect prices of goods and services, especially going to the festive season. But Doug, before we get into the conversation, what at all is producer price inflation?
Thank you very much. Basically, producer price inflation is the persistent increase in the, for want of a better word, the costs of production. Individuals or producers uses resources to produce their goods and services. And these resources, comes with a value. They are not free. Resources like land, labor, capital comes with a certain value, and they have to pay for those resources used in production.
Okay.
So when the price of those resources definitely increase, then it is going to impact on their final goods they produce, because they also have to compensate themselves for the time and energy they spend in producing. So after they take care of the cost, then they have to add the margin, the compensation we call profit. So anytime the cost increases and the compensation is likely to also increase, because when they compensate themselves, they also have to go and use that same compensation to buy goods and services from other producers who might have also increased their prices. So basically, it is when the producer feels that or feels the impact of increased price of resources and transfers that increase in price of resources into his pricing.
Okay.
Then we call that the producer price inflation. I mean, this is a very simple layman's explanation of the concept.
Okay,
but
Doc.
it is on domestically produced goods.
Okay.
Not imported goods.
Okay.
So we are talking about the production prices of domestically produced goods and services, and not imported goods.
Okay, Doc. Thank you for that insight. But Doc, why should an ordinary Ghanaian, those watching and those out there, should we be so much concerned about the current rise in producer price inflation?
Definitely. Why not? because when producers' prices or producers' cost of production increases, they are going to transfer that cost to the consumer.
Okay.
And let me remind you that we have taken away transportation costs, taxes, and some other that directly impacts prices. This is just the cost of resources. So it is the cost of resources, the compensation that accrues to the producer or the entrepreneur, and other additional costs like transportation costs, like taxes, and all those things.
Okay, Doc.
Putting them together.
Okay.
So when the producer price inflation increases, it means that all these things impact the price of goods and services that is given to the consumer. Of course, we need to be alarmed, even though the increase is marginal. It's still a cause for concern.
Okay. Okay, but Doug, you made mention that there are a lot of factors that constitute to the rise in the producer prices, especially the raw materials that they use in production and all other factors. Will you also say that the current rise in utility bills like the electricity is also one factor that has pushed the price to gone up?
They are all resources that are used in production. So when utility bill rises, when fuel increases, price of fuel increases, gas increases, they will all impact on the cost of production. And once it impacts on the cost of production and the producer cost of production increases over time, then that will definitely affect the producer prices. So the producer, because the producer have the mindset of always getting profit or earning some sort of compensation, he will always factor the cost before the energy he uses and time he uses in production. So when the cost increases, the compensation may also increase and the producer price increase. So we are talking about domestic, local cost of production. And so anything that drives up the local cost of production will definitely affect the producer prices.
That's going to affect the cost of goods and services in it too, since producer price has gone up.
Come again, repeat your question. I think I lost you along the line.
So, Doug, will this going to affect the price of goods and services in it, since the cost of production for producers already gone up?
Sometimes, if the increase in cost of production is marginal, the producer can decide to absorb it without transferring the cost. And it's normal. A typical example is when fuel price increases marginally, you don't find that commercial drivers are quickly increasing, because sometimes the increase is just about 2 pesos, 5 pesos, and so they feel they can absorb it. They don't have to transfer it.
Okay.
So if the increase in producer price inflation is marginal and producers feel they can absorb, it may not necessarily translate into the price of goods and services. But if the marginal increase becomes persistent over time, then at a point they may transfer. I have not been able to track the increase in producer price inflation from January. But if the increase is persistent from January up until now, then it is likely to influence prices. But the increase doesn't really happen. I mean, it only happened a month or 2 months back. It may not really affect prices of goods and services. So it depends on the dynamics for a period of time, or the rate of increase.
Okay, Doug. So, Doug, let's assume the rate of increase is very high, whereby producers have no other option than to transfer it to consumers, that is affecting consumer price inflation. In situations like this, what advice will you give to businesses in order for them to absorb such increase in order not to transfer it to consumers, since we are already in the festive season?
It is very difficult. You see, the point is that it is difficult to plan in an economy like ours. You could plan big projection, but some of the planning and projection is rooted by external factors. But regardless, if in a situation where the producer price inflation is very high, that producers are not able to absorb the cost of production, then of course they would have to transfer. They will have to transfer the cost to the consumer, and that will cause prices to increase. The producer can find a way and manage this cost, because you see, the producer has to be in business. The producer has to pay the compensation to be able to have that enthusiasm to go to work the following morning. But price increase of every producer is not something desirable. Producers don't desire to get increasing prices because they know that it affects sales. They know that it affects their company's performance. But in situations where they have no option, then they should look at increasing the prices reasonably. Increasing the prices that will not take a toll on the consumer and that will not affect their business. So the little advice is that the price increase should be reasonable. Very, very reasonable. And sometimes you have to take the time to explain to the consumer the reason why you may have to increase prices, for the consumer to accept the conditions or the fact that, okay, you understand prices should increase. And that should be managed properly. Because if you don't manage it properly and the consumer has alternatives, that is where you begin to have problems in your business. You switch to the alternative, sales will drop and you have a problem. So to be able to keep to your consumers, you need to have a technique, a very good communication style of communicating to the consumers and letting them be aware of all the circumstances regarding the increase in prices. But in the event where the producer feels it can absorb and the compensation may drop a little, why not? The producer should just absorb, just so that it will ease the consumer this little pressure to be able to manage himself or herself.
Okay, Doug, thank you very much for the submission. Let's assume that, yes, consumers or producers are unable to absorb such increase and they pass it on to consumers. What can families do to prepare for such possible increment in prices, especially we enter into the festive season?
Listen, my brother, you see, it's simple. Prices of goods and services will never drop.
Okay.
I have never seen price of goods and services in Ghana dropping. General price of goods and services dropping. But families can always plan expenditure.
Okay.
I was driving with somebody at a new site, and we saw a lot of buildings coming up. And the person's comment was that we say Ghana is hard, but people are putting up buildings. Even if cement prices increases to 1,000 Ghana cedis, people will still put up buildings. I said, you are right. It comes down to planning. In an inflationary economy, how to survive is the very good planning expenditure. You need to plan your expenditure. You need to budget what to buy, what to buy. You've got to identify the difference between your needs and your wants. Go after your needs and leave your wants to some other time. If you mix it up, you'll be confused. You may not be able to even put up any property for yourself. So it is important that families getting towards this Christmas season plan their expenditure. Because you see, the point is that even after Christmas season in January, schools are reopening, you have to go and pay school fees. And so if you don't start planning from now, right, you have to start writing what activities you may want to get engaged in, what activities you may not want to engage in, how you want to spend, which party you want to throw, where to go, where not to go. If you don't start planning, and as a father, you don't tell the family that this is how we are going to spend the Christmas based on the available funds to you, you end up in January being in trouble, and you may not be able to do anything, not just in January. Even from January, February, March, April, May, through to December, you may not be able to do any tangible project that will progress your family. So in an inflationary economy, the best way to go around your expenditure is to plan. Make sure you plan your expenditure, and at least for 90%, stick to the planned expenditure. If you do that, even though times are a little bit hard, you may survive. If you did not do that, you have to go around borrowing from your friends.
Okay, Doug, thank you so much for such wonderful submission. But Doug, before you go, your last word to viewers.
My last word to viewers is that, and I want to speak to the youth. Do not let anybody use you as a tool for violence during this election. Mm-hmm. They tell you to go and cause mayhem. Tell them that they should go and use their sons and daughters. If they tell you to go and stuff a ballot box, tell them that they should call their sons and daughters to go and stuff a ballot box. Because you see, if you stuff a ballot box and you are caught, you are either lynched by the crowd or sent to the police station. Okay. And somebody, I have not forgotten his name, said that in politics either you are being used or you are used. Either you are the one who is being used or you are the one using somebody. If you can't find the person who is being used, then it's you. I want the youth to be very, very careful. Go and cast your vote according to all the campaign messages you have heard and the one you feel convinced. Cast your votes. When you finish, go home. There's no need to go out a day or two after the election when you don't have anything to do outside. I would prefer that you stay in your home, watch TV, and live a peaceful life. If you want to go out there and cause mayhem, you be in the police station or at the hospital. And I'm not sure you may want to find yourself in that situation. The politician, at the end of the day, will be enjoying his ministerial appointment, and you will be at the police station. That person will even forget about you.
Yeah.
Let us be very, very sensible in our approach towards this election. And during Christmas, let us be also extremely careful. There are so many deaths we can avoid just by being extra careful.
Okay.
And as a vice dean of students at Amstead, I have seen so many of these things. Students will die at a very young age. And you notice that, if you listen to the story, you notice that just one step of being careful would have avoided the death. The youth, please be very careful during the election, during Christmas. Your life is very vulnerable for Ghana, and we need you to stay alive. So I think that's what I have for now.
Okay, thank you very much, Doug. We are so grateful having you. It's always exciting moments with you since you bring us the deep analysis on some of the economic happenings in the country.
Thank you to you. You're welcome, my brother.
Okay, Doug. So that's Dr. Joseph Nchibefi, who gave us in-depth analysis on producer price inflation and how you should plan your festive season. That is coming December. Even as we are going to vote on 7th December, After that, you need to have so much fun in December. So please, you need to plan as well. I want to use this opportunity to wish my lovely boy, Nana Kojo Nkatia, happy glorious birthday from mommy and daddy. They said happy glorious birthday to you, Nana Kojo Nkatia. We love you so much and we wish you all the best. This is all we have for you on Business Update segment. I'm Clement Yabankwe. Do enjoy the rest of the show.
to our WhatsApp and YouTube live stream, or to our WhatsApp numbers Facebook and YouTube live stream, and then onto our WhatsApp number that will be displayed on your screens. Along the line, the phone lines will be opened for you to also call and ask your questions. So let's get acquainted with Dr. Derry. Hello, good morning.
Good morning again.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And last time we were talking about challenges in the optometric field. We learned a little bit. So if you can give us a brief recap.
Okay. Yeah, I remember the last time we spoke a lot. We talked about how optometrists are eye care practitioners, primary eye care practitioners who examine, diagnose, treat, dispense spectacles, and also therapy for people to help them with their sight or their eye, and then their vision. Yeah, there's the eye, and then there's a vision, how the eye works. And then we talked about how, optometrists were working collaboratively with other members of the eye care field. You know, in the field of eye care, we have opticians, we have ophthalmologists, we have ophthalmic nurses, and other related professions that help us to make a good impact in the eye care field, and their input is invaluable to how eye care should move. Okay, so we also spoke about the fact that there are several challenges, which of course some would include the access to eye care, where we don't have a lot of optometrists in certain areas, and which could also be ameliorated by the posting of optometrists. Apart from that, then we have where government or stakeholders should also be a little up and doing when it comes to equipping these centers, because there's places where you have doctors, but they are not well equipped, and with that they cannot give much service. Yeah, if you look at the distribution, unfortunately, government is not really employing the majority of optometrists we have. We have about 20% of optometrists in the government sector. Okay, let me add what we call the quasi-government, the mission hospitals, we call them the CHAG. They're about another 10%. So if you combine those, make all that government, maybe 30%. But majority are in private practice. Over 50% of optometrists are in private practice. And that is a bit worrying sometimes, because, in private practice, sometimes you would have to think about how the eye clinic can survive, or, so you cannot really reduce price as much to get too many people, or else you run at a loss. Yeah, so, yeah.
So I think my first question for today would be about the glasses.
Okay.
So why are they so expensive? What causes that to happen?
Okay. So let me tackle this, straightforward. When you say expensive, I wouldn't know what you are comparing to, first of all. But we should know that glasses or eyeglasses that we used to see, they are just not any commodity. They are medical devices that are used. That's one. They have to be manufactured to fit some standards. That's I'm talking about from the lab, such that it's safe for humans to use or to look through, such that it doesn't damage your eye. Apart from that, then there is the part where there is a doctor that takes care of you, make sure that he has the right prescription. We have to also fit them well. You would have to have very trained doctors, very well-trained opticians. So the optometrist, the optician, to help you get this well fixed. The training is not cheap, you understand? Then after that, we are talking about the materials themselves. People talk about, frames, for example. Somebody will say, oh, when I go to the eye clinic, I buy this frame for this amount. I see a similar one on the market, yes, 50 cedis. 50 cedis. Yes. I mean, it looks similar. But we quickly forget that there's China-made goods, I mean, the inferior quality goods, and then the well or durable goods. Frames are medical device, optical device as well, and they fit a certain standard. They need to be able to withstand stress. You need to be able to withstand heat, chemicals. I mean, if you are in an accident scene or something like that, will your glass shatter and get into your eyes, or would it be able to protect you?
Okay.
You need to consider all these things. So then frames have to be procured from the right source.
Okay.
And some of these don't make it very, the test and all that don't make it very cheap, unfortunately. To add to it, unfortunately in Ghana, there is tax component when you are bringing in lenses or frames. So this is where the government, as a very huge stakeholder, can put in something to help to reduce the cost. Take off the taxes. There are medical stuff. So if you take off the taxes, we'll be able to get to end users for cheap.
Okay.
However, I mean, it will be everybody will get this own.
Well, true. So, is there something like the medicine in the lens to finish?
Okay, yes. So I get a lot of people coming to the consulting room. Oh, doc, I got these glasses 2 years ago. It's like the medicine is finished. Okay, maybe it comes from the term medicated lenses. So people think, I like to call it prescription lenses.
Okay.
There is no medicine like paracetamol, aspirin, or something sprinkled on the glasses. No, I'm clearing it here.
Okay.
Right and forth. What happens is that the lenses are made to a certain specific shape, such that it will bend light in a way that will help you, the individual, to see well. So they are prescription or custom made for you. So over time, as you grow, things may change in your eye, diseases and all of that, and or normal growth. And this will necessitate that we check you again later and then see if we can change the prescription to suit your eye. So there's no medicine inside.
So basically, a pair of glasses can operate for as long as possible in the capacity it's been given.
Yes, if your prescription does not change, you can use the same prescription for 6, even 10 years.
Okay.
But there's another catch.
Okay.
If the integrity of the glass is okay, for example, you don't have scratches, you don't have chemical damage or heat damage and all of that, of course you can use it.
Okay, so does the usual wiping that people who wear glasses do have any effect on the prescription?
Yes, your wiping has a lot to do with the visual performance of your eyeglasses.
Okay.
If you are wiping with the right or cleaning it well, I'll show you how to clean it well just now. How do I clean my glasses? You have this cloth that we give you from the eye clinic, this microfiber cloth. Use that one to clean it.
Okay.
You also have the this spray with the solution, the lens wipes. What I typically would like personally is that wash it with water, running water, and soap. Bar soap, your hand. Do not use detergent. Do not use the harsh ones, Parazone. No, that would destroy it. Just normal rinsing with soap and then the soft cloth. Don't use your handkerchief. Don't use your cloth. Don't use your singlet or your underwear or anything, your shirt to clean it. You will scratch the surface irreversibly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go quickly then into our myths and misconceptions.
Okay.
So the very first one. As Apollo, you look at the person, you get them.
Okay, so what is Apollo? Simply put, Apollo is a viral infection. Apollo is called technically acute hemorrhagic conjunctivitis.
Okay.
It simply means that, let me use the symptoms. You have redness, sensitivity to light, foreign body sensation, sorry, meaning that you would feel like there is some sand or gritty feeling in your eye, and then there's tearing and all of that. That's basically very uncomfortable feeling. It can easily be transmitted from one person to the other.
How?
Okay, by contact.
Okay.
So contact or droplet. So if you have Apollo, okay, let me note you. Someone has Apollo and the person touches maybe this eye model here. He's touching his eye because it's uncomfortable. He has the microorganisms on his hands. He touches this. I also go to hold it, and then I feel something in my eye.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll get it straight forward. Within a few days, incubation takes place. Then, boom, one day I sleep, I wake up. The day before I was fine. The next morning, I have Apollo. Apollo does not, it's not looking. I usually say it doesn't connect by Wi-Fi. Yeah, it has to be contact.
Okay, so with, there's also this, I don't know, it's a plant. I think it's, it looks like kapok, but it's not kapok. Some people also call it dandelion. Sometimes, I think in the dry season especially, it's white. So the wind blows it. They say it also causes conjunctivitis. Is that true? So is this, is a seed with this white fluffy body that sometimes floats around?
Well, what I know from our literature is that pollen can cause some sort of conjunctivitis, and that's more like allergic conjunctivitis, especially in certain seasons for some people, the pollen from plants and all of that. But that big one, I cannot really say it again. So in front, just around the eye, the white part of the eye, we have a transparent membrane over that white part of the eye, not the middle. That's what is called the conjunctiva. Simple. That same membrane runs in the inner part of the upper and lower eyelid. Yeah, so because of that membrane, things cannot go inside to the back of your eye. It blocks it. So when this membrane gets irritated, it's called conjunctivitis. We have allergic conjunctivitis. That's caused by allergy. You are hyperbalance. Your body doesn't collect. Body does not really like certain irritants. You are hypersensitive to them. It gets in contact with your eye, and then the reaction starts. That's allergic conjunctivitis. We have bacterial conjunctivitis. That's another kind of conjunctivitis where certain bacteria, infection would cause your eye. Lots of times you see a lot of discharge, sticky discharge coming off of your eye. Children will sleep, wake up, and then their eyes are stuck. Yeah, typically those are bacterial in origin. We also have the viral ones like Apollo. So the Apollo is the one that usually in certain seasons will start fire. So you would have one child. All you need is one child. That goes to school and spreads it out to the rest of the children who go home and continue the service of spreading. Yeah. So I usually would recommend that encourage children to wash their hands a lot in school, to their class. They should wash their hands before they enter their class. When they come home from school, wash their hands. Even you go to work, you come back. Make it a habit to make frequent hand wash. That would really break some of the transmission pathways.
So sometimes with conjunctivitis or because of parents and their little kids, what are the medications prescribed? This is not to let you do self-medication.
Well, of course, I will not mention any specific medications because, trust me, people really love to do lots of self-medication. And let me say this. Self-medication is one of the reasons why drugs are getting more expensive day by day because, for example, there's antibiotic or antibacterial resistance that we have. People take antibiotics. They don't take cause. They take it for wrong reasons. Then the microbes become very used to the drugs that we are giving them. So when we are giving the drugs, they don't work anymore. So we have to go back, do more research, more money, come back, give more medication. And this just increases the cost. Imagine there comes a time that we are not able to get antibiotics or antibacterials. We will die. So, yes, typically we have eye drops that we give, but I'll just summarize it to say, see optometrist.
Yes, see optometrist. Thank you so much. So there's usually this tube one.
Yes.
Then they will paint your whole eye. You go to school, your eyes are shining. How does that work?
Okay, so those are usually the ointments. There are different kinds of eye preparations, okay? We have eye drops, which are usually even the eye drops, you have solutions. I mean, eye drops, you put it on your eye, water form. We have the ointments. The ointments are like the tube. Somebody will say toothpaste. Some describe it like that. We also have injections.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you take injections for, so do they inject the eye?
Yes, the eyes can be injected.
Hey. Wow.
I get this reaction every time. Yes, the eyes can be injected. I mean, any part of your body basically can receive an injection.
But the eye is like sensitive. Why would you want to put a needle? What are you?
There are times when there is an infection and somebody may lose his eye.
Okay.
And we need high concentrations of a drug at a site as soon as possible.
Okay.
The drop may not dissolve much, so you may give a drop, but you give the injection.
Okay.
So back to the ointment. Ointments are designed such that they give slow release of the drug over a long period of time. So typically, we would normally give such ointments for people when they are going to sleep. It can be during the day, but sometimes when you are going to sleep. And they should be applied correctly. Ointments are not, pardon, let me say, it's not pomade.
Okay.
You have to retract your lower eyelid, pull it back so that a little pocket forms here, and then you put a thin strip. If you press the tube slightly at the bottom, the ointment will come out. Just put a thin strip inside the lower portion of the eye. That is what is needed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a question here. It says, please ask the doctor the best treatment for cataract.
Oh, okay. The best treatment, you said best, for cataract is surgery.
Surgery.
Yes.
Okay.
I need to expound a little here. Normally when we talk about surgery, there are lots of people that say, hey, as for your eyes, they are very precious. Don't let any knife touch your eye, or else your eyes would never be the same again. A lot of people have gone by this fear and they've missed out on getting life-changing surgeries. Cataract surgeries are generally safe. Techniques have improved greatly over the years, and cataract surgeries have very high success rates.
Okay.
Of course, it's a human activity, and there can be anything, mishaps can happen. But generally, cataracts have very, very, very high success rates.
Okay.
So don't be worried about having the cataract surgery. Please, no herbal medicine will take the cataract away. Okay. It is not true. I'm waiting for someone who has had cataract and has done herbal whatever to come and show it to me. I am not trying to discredit anyone, but I'm just saying the truth.
Okay.
Cataracts are mostly as a result of normal aging.
Okay.
So if you grow old enough, you will get a cataract. It's just like getting gray hair. So if someone can cure gray hair, then maybe he can cure a cataract.
Okay. So what other myths are there about the eye?
Okay.
I think the one I know now is that when you rub your eyes, like they say you are shaking your eyeball and it's wrong or something. I think I saw that not too long ago.
Okay, well, this one I would not say it's a myth. I'll say it's true.
Okay.
It's not very good to rub your eye, the eye surface. Just imagine your skin. If you keep scratching yourself, at a point in time, you are going to get a sore. It's going to become sore. The same happens to the surface of the eye. If you rub, at a point in time, you rub and then there'll be tiny, tiny cuts, and then you get sores, like micro sores on your eye. This can affect the curvature of the front of the eye. And why am I saying this? The curvature is so important in the way light enters your eye. So if it affects the curvature, you might likely end up wearing glasses to help you see better. It may even cause bigger sores, and when these sores heal, you can have what we call scars. Just normal scars that are on the skin. When they appear on the eye, they're in front of the black. When they appear there, they become white. Those scars are white, and they block light from entering the eye. So
are those scars removable?
No. No. If you get a scar in the front part, it's not removable. Usually, we would do a corneal transplant, and that can be very expensive. I mean, removing your cornea and taking another person's cornea into your eye, a transplant, and that's a whole other world. Yeah.
So this one is also saying I'm 23, but I got it from an accident. What about that? What about that? It didn't come from aging. So I think you got cataract.
Okay. Yes. So there are different causes of cataract.
Okay.
The most common cause is age. I even like to say a cataract is simply when the lens in your eye, there is a lens, a clear lens on the inside of the eye. Okay. And then let me take this off too. So somewhere here, there is a clear lens that helps you to focus light. That lens is what loses its transparency as a, and then that's what we call cataract.
Yeah.
Cataracts can be caused by normal aging. Cataracts can be caused by accident or to the eye. An accident can cause that. Also be caused by self-medication.
Oh, okay.
Let me just say medication. So if you use medication for a period unsupervised, you can get cataracts. Sometimes there are unfortunate complications of medication. It can also be caused by some diseases like diabetes. Cataracts can cause that. There are many other less common causes.
Yeah, but let's try and focus on the accident.
Yes.
How exactly
Okay.
what's the cause and effect?
Okay, so you have to and this material is arranged in a very specific sequence such that light can pass through easily, just like it passes through a glass. Now, when an accident occurs, there's a hit to the eyeball and it hits this lens, it can affect the crystalline, the positioning of these crystals or the structure of the lens. And this will definitely spoil the way that it is. Yeah, so the lens there, like we are seeing on the screen, if something hits it, it can cause the transparency to be affected.
Okay.
And even in the aging, we call it, there's natural what we call denaturation of the protein of the lens. So as you are growing, let's use the egg, normal chicken egg. There is the yolk. I'm not talking about the yolk. I'm talking about the white of the egg.
Yeah.
You see the white of the egg is very transparent. It's just like the lens in the eye. So as you grow, it's as though you are cooking the white slowly.
Okay.
So at the point it becomes, yes, exactly.
Okay.
That's just how a similar process occurs in the eye, and the lens becomes denatured.
Okay, so now we have the, yes, I remember this from school, the far-sighted and nearsightedness, convex and concave, something.
Yes.
But we are about to go for a break, so maybe when we come back, then we will talk about the convex and concave things. Yes, I remember my integrated size. Yes, this is the Cocoa Digest Morning Show main discussion. We are discussing everything related to our eyes, especially the myths and facts. And so don't forget to send in your questions and your comments to our WhatsApp number displayed on your screen. You can join us via our Facebook and YouTube live stream, or you can also join us while at home from your TV sets at home. We will be right back from this break. This is the Cocoa Digest Morning Show, and we are discussing eye care, the myths and facts in the eye industry or in the eye world with our Dr. Augustine Derry. He's an optometrist. And so, yes, back to the myths. They say Gary can spoil your eye.
Yeah.
How true is that?
Sorry. Yeah, so I am sure lots of people are really glued to hear what I have to say about Gary. Well,
Especially
Gary,
the voice in Clock TV, yes.
yeah, so Gary does not spoil or affect your vision. No, it is okay to eat Gary. However, I'll make some comments. You see, the concern with Gary, I mean, I'm looking through all the research. Eating Gary is not a problem, but then the concern with Gary is that, you know, Gary is made from cassava, and cassava has some, oh, this thing has just gone off my head right now.
Cyanide or starch?
Thank you. Cyanide, yes. So the cassava has naturally occurring cyanide inside. And so, I mean, you would think that, okay, cyanide can have some effect on the eye and even the body. It has several health complications if it's eaten in certain quantities over a period of time, a long period of time. But then with the preparation of Gary, most of the cyanide is taken out.
Yes, but there's still some left.
Oh, it's generally safe.
Okay.
It's very safe to eat. I eat Gary. I'm just saying this. So that, yeah, so everyone should, I mean, feels free to eat Gary. The issue here is this. To see well, you need good nutrition, a good balanced diet. And I am sure that if anybody has really had eye problems, if he's eating too much Gary, he's probably not eating well. And so he's missing other nutrients that the eye needs to see properly. So you can eat Gary, but keep a balanced diet.
Moderation.
Yeah.
Clock TV squad, the boys want it. So, what about this thing that goes around that they said the eye is not a solid, it's a set of fluids or a ball of fluids. Is that true?
Let me show you solid. So this is the eyeball. These are muscles attached to the eyeball. Around the eye, all this is solid. In front here is a membrane called the cornea. And then, let me open again the eye model. But then, there are two kinds of fluids in the eye. In the front, we have the aqueous humor. And then around here is another lot of fluids called the vitreous humor. Those are about the two liquids in the eye. The rest is pretty solid.
So what is the eye? Is it a muscle?
I don't get
Or what exactly would we classify the eye?
The eye is made up of muscles. There are, of course, tissues, connective tissue, blood vessels, how do you call it? Crystalline protein structures. There are lots of, yes, it's
so
pretty
it's a
solid.
group of,
Yes, it's very solid. There are blood vessels running through and all.
So, we have a question here. It says, hello, Cocoa Digest, good morning. I'm enjoying Mr. Derry's conversation. Can Mr. Derry recommend any specific lens coatings or tints for my needs? This is from Mrs. Annabelle Isiama.
Okay, so thanks for the question. So, what are lens coatings? We have the lens, so I'm wearing a lens. But then we have other treatments that we can add to the lens. There are treatments and there are coatings. Some of the treatments can be like the photochromic treatment. So that in the presence of photos, which is Greek for light, the lens acquires a chrome or a color. You remember when Google went chrome, it became colorful. So photochromic. So the photochromic, when you go out in the sun, it can absorb some of the sunlight that your eye doesn't really need and then give you what you need. Then we have treatments for the surface like anti-reflective coating. We have the blue light coating. We have several other coatings that anti-glare, that we put on the lenses. A coating will depend on what you are going to do or what your needs are. So it will be very difficult for me to just say it off air. So it will be better that you take your needs to an optometrist for an examination, or if there are specific needs, then we can advise accordingly.
So that even brings me to the whole thing about this blue light thing. Can you shed some light on the blue light?
Okay, so yes, there's a lot of blue light glasses, computer glasses. Let's put it this way. Light is a combination of different wavelengths or different colors. The white light that we see, white is a combination of all the colors of light. So like we have the rainbow, red, orange, yellow, some read over your geography.
Yeah.
Yes, all those colors, there are different kinds of light. And each color represents a certain wavelength. Okay, some energy.
Okay.
So the red, like low energy light, is warm all the way to the violet blue range. When it's getting there, then the energy of the light increases. Such light can easily fatigue the eyes. Some of those lights, like even when we go after the visible light, you get into the ultraviolet range and all, they can harm the eyes if you have them too much into your eye.
Okay.
So blue light is light that is high energy that can easily fatigue your eyes. That we can typically find in the environment, but which is cool.
Especially Trotro.
Trotro,
Yes.
I'm wondering where you're.
No,
but,
you know
yeah.
they have. Okay, we have one here. So the bulbs, some of them are blue. Some people, that's not the same kind.
Yes, the same is blue light, but the kind of blue light that I'm talking about, more in the environment.
Okay.
Yes, that's blue light, so it's blue light. It is blue. Then we have the one from the screens, from the phone, the tablet, the computer. If you work at the computer for long periods, you are most likely exposed to blue light a lot. This can actually fatigue your eye easily.
Okay.
You may start to see blur for short periods, you'll be blinking, or you start to make mistakes, may even get headaches.
Yeah.
So what we advise usually is that you should we have certain coatings that can bounce off some of this blue light. I mean, when you wear the glasses, it will deflect the blue light so that you see comfortably. Certain devices also have, settings that can make it more comfortable for you. But then let me clear this. Blue light, I haven't seen any research that shows that the blue light that we see will create any permanent damage to your eye. But then it can reduce your productivity at work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a question here. Then we go back to the convex and the concave lens. So this one says, how can I tell if my 10-month-old is having trouble seeing?
Okay, 10 months. There are certain visual milestones that we expect to see for every stage of development. A child is born, the child doesn't see everything clearly.
Okay.
No. That's why you try to catch their attention and then you don't really get them. But at a point in time, they start to follow movement and objects.
Yeah.
And then at a point in time, they start to recognize faces. At 10 months, your child should be able to track items. Tracking means the two eyes fused on the object and following it in total pursuit. That's tracking.
Okay.
And then when the eyes are moving up, down, they should move similarly. Not like this one goes up very well and this one doesn't go up too well. If your child is not really, say, you make a movement and your child doesn't seem to have attention or pick attention, perhaps your child has the problem. If your child has a deviating eye, your child probably has an eye problem.
Okay.
A less common one, less common. You know, sometimes when we take pictures, we see that the pictures come with people's eyes looking red or orange, sorry. That's actually a reflex of what is inside the eye, the back of the eye, the retina. In very rare circumstances, you've taken a photo, a family portrait, and you realize that the child has one eye orange, and then the other eye is whitish. Quickly go to see your eye health professional for diagnosis.
So with the example you just made about the photo, we used to think it was the flash. Maybe the flash is too much on the eye.
That is.
What's the difference?
That is the light from the flash that has entered the eyeball.
Okay.
And fortunately, the angle is such that the light reflects back very well for you to see what is inside the eye. So it's not just, it's actually a reflection of the inside of the eye.
So which one would we say is normal? But because you mentioned maybe one is orange and then one is white.
It should be bright orange.
Bright orange.
Yes, like you see in the photos.
Okay.
Very orange. That's very normal.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. The one that is looking like the Dracula or something.
So somebody here, this is Caleb from Takrady. He says, can I randomly walk into an eye clinic for photochromic lens?
You can. But again, I ask, why do you want photochromic lens? And this leads me to a conversation that I had yesterday with a neighbor. See, there are certain kinds of individuals who love to wear sunglasses. And you'll not understand, but they just love to wear sunglasses. Other individuals are there that always complain of headaches. And people think that they are lazy or they don't want to do work. They easily get headaches. They're always complaining. I'm not. These are usually the people we call the photosensitive people.
Okay.
So such because you are for light, it's a little low. You prefer the light in the room off
Yeah.
when you are sitting in the house. Please examine you. You give you a lights usually disappear or they reduce it.
So this one says my vision at my age of 67 years.
Oh, I see. So this is one of the myths, misconceptions. Someone will ask, can eye exercises improve my eyesight?
What are eye exercises?
Oh, there are some
How-
exercises that
okay.
we can do. Like, for example, you maybe a pen or a tip of something, you look at it, bring it close, go back, bring it close, or go back, go this way, left, right. These are exercises that we do with our eyes. I personally have not really seen benefit for eye exercises actually in improving vision. I'm walking carefully, so follow me carefully. However, there are certain cases where we have people who have, say, convergence insufficiency.
Okay.
This is a problem where, you know, our eyeballs have to actually a bit to focus on it. So it's a problem in insufficiency. Exercises have shown to really improve.
Okay.
That, no.
Okay. So let's and the concave lens, the nearsightedness.
Said about this fact.
Vaguely, so to jog my
Okay.
memory played so that our doctor can the nearsighted is my what's the name for the farsighted one?
Or hyperopia.
Okay. So we have the
And you are just seeing now is emetropia.
okay.
What is emetropia? Where you are seeing okay, where light comes from far, like you are seeing in the diagram, the very first eye, the normal eye, and then enters your eye, and then well at the back, sharp focus, so you don't have a problem. But there are light comes from afar, the lens sort of overworks, or the eyeball is longer than it should be. So the light comes to a focus before. So you see where the light intersects?
Yeah.
It intersects before, and if you extend it, that's where it hits the back.
Yeah.
So it's a blur image that is formed there. So such people, when you bring the image closer, the point of intersection in the eye will also move back, and it will go and hit the back.
Okay.
So that's when they see it. We call them near, closer or short distance, easily hits the back. You see clearly. Those are the short-sighted people. Someone will say, oh, then long-sightedness is the opposite.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Long-sighted, you know, in JSS, they'll say, with effort, things are farther than when they are closer. Let me take this again. Normally, we should use less effort when things are far. When they are coming closer, we use more effort normally. But for the more than usual effort to see, even at far, that's focusing a bit, or we call it accommodation. It's exerting a little strength to see. So when things come closer, to see, tired easily, get blur vision easily. Okay. So with long-sighted, yes, it's the key word is easier.
Okay.
It's close. Now, that's the,
okay,
which is below that. Astigmatism is sometimes a little tricky. I think we'll do an easy job here. So let's take clock 3.
Yeah.
So 12 to 6 o'clock is one straight vertical line. Horizontal line. Now imagine that light rays have orientations or angles. 12 to 6 is 90 degrees, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and the in-between, all that will form a whole beam of light. Yeah. All of the light rays that enters the eye is supposed to focus sharply at the back, like we see in the normal eye. Of the angles will not focus well.
Okay.
So maybe 12 to 6 will not focus well, but every other part will focus well. Or 3 to 9, that line. Or in between, 2 will not focus well.
Okay.
That is astigmatism.
So in that case, does the vision become slightly blurred?
So it's very easy for you to think that, oh, I am short-sighted. Then you come and I tell you, no, it's astigmatism. Because people, when things are far, they see, but they don't see. So, for example, the letter T, if you have strong, high astigmatism in one angle, the letter T, you may see only the vertical stroke, but the horizontal stroke, you don't see it very well. So you think it's I.
Oh, okay.
So such people make mistakes. When they're writing numbers, you see, if you work in a bank and you have astigmatism, you can imagine. You see 8 and think it's 3. You know, you miss certain portions of images, and that could be very concerning.
Okay.
That's astigmatism. Yeah. All of these end in glass correction.
Okay.
Hey, I use the word. I mean glassware.
Okay.
When I say correction, I don't mean that when you wear the glass for a while, you take it off and then your eyes will be fine. No. The glasses will aid you to see well.
Okay. So is that where the concave thing comes in? So
Exactly.
the glasses prescribed for you?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So this is where the concave and convex will come into place. Concave means that there is a cave. Means that the glass is thick at the edges, but it is thinner in the middle.
Okay.
So, okay, I thought the image...
Do we have an image?
So let me use the convex first.
Okay.
So the convex is like this. The middle it bulges out.
Okay.
But the concave, it goes like this. Convex lenses are used when we are trying to help people with long-sightedness.
Okay.
Okay. And then concave glasses are used for people. Yes, good. Concave glasses are used for people with short-sightedness.
Okay.
Yes, that's just about it. So you see that the concave glasses here, they will make light. Let me simplify. Both of them will make light move in a certain direction after passing through them, such that when they now enter the eye can now easily focus. Yeah.
So is it possible to be one person and then you have, say, 2 or 3 different pairs of glasses for different needs? Because I think my mother has reading glasses.
Okay.
Yeah, both parents actually, they have reading glasses. They are fairly old.
Yeah.
They have reading glasses and then general moving about glasses.
That is possible because we have different demands at different points. Let me explain. So there's someone who maybe likes to read a lot and books, you know, is using books and all that, papers, documents. Such person, reading glasses typically help very much. There's another person who wants to optimize his vision. He's a driver, seeing far. There's another person that maybe uses the computer. However, we have glasses that can combine all these. But there's someone who does not want to be wearing glasses all the time. He wants it for a specific need. yes, we can get glasses for that.
Okay.
While saying this, you know, I've mentioned there's short-sightedness, the long-sightedness, and all that.
Yeah.
Such people, we call all those things I've mentioned refractive error. There's one other thing we call presbyopia. That one has to do with age.
Okay.
You go to a certain point and then reading or seeing tiny things becomes a bit difficult. That one we give you glasses for reading.
Okay.
Or for near work. That's a normal aging.
Okay.
So if you already wear glasses and then you get to that age, like 40 and above, where you need something for the clothes, we will have to give you a different pair of glasses. That's one option. Or we will fuse the glasses together.
Okay.
You know, we have the bifocal. So somebody who's short-sighted and then later, or long-sighted and later has to read. You see the glasses with the line. So the top for far vision, the bottom for reading.
For reading, yes.
Yeah.
It's like a...
And there's one that we can take the line out, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then
So there's
you
a
have
question here, but I think we've answered it. He's asking, is there cataracts from the eye or unless surgery? And if yes, what is the name of the medicine? You will have to visit your optometrist.
there is no medicine. The closest I found is one that they say reduces the rate at which the cataract will.
Okay.
But I would not really... It will still come.
Yeah, okay. So, about this eye issue again, yes. When sometimes they say our eyes are connected to our nose and ears, or something, they call it, nose and throat.
Okay.
Yes. So how does all of that come together to function? And because some of us, we get allergies, it's a nasal or sinus issue, then the eyes are tearing up, the eyes are itchy. How does all of that work?
Okay, so the eye is not an instrument that's in isolation.
Okay.
The eye sits in the socket, a skeleton, has skeletal support. Now, when we check the skeleton in the skull, there are certain holes that we call sinuses, and these holes connect to the nose, connect to the other parts of the skull. That's where the connection typically takes place. So if you have infection or an infection, a viral infection, an allergy, something like that, you realize that when you have a cold, you feel like your head is thick. It's because mucus has gone through and blocked all those sinuses. This is to help prevent some of the bacteria and the whatever from going to the other. It's actually a body response to try and prevent that. So if you have an infection, the nose, you can gradually have it somehow getting to affect the eyes and all of that. Yeah.
Okay. Because sometimes when they put the eye drop in there, for some reason you're able to taste it.
Ah, yes. So, okay, let me do that quickly. There are these small holes at the very corner of the eye, okay, lacrimal punctate. Very small, 2 holes here at the corner. That's why when you blink, your eye is always teary, but water doesn't, more directly to the nose.
Okay.
So that's why when you breathe out, it is moist. It's because input from the eyes.
Oh.
If eye drop and you are, because and in the back of the throat. What you can do, should I say it?
Yes.
Of course. So what you can do, after you drop, put the eye drops there, pinch the corner of your nose here. Pinch it. So slight pressure for a while. That's all. Yeah, because you are blocking the eye drop from entering.
All right. So they tell us that, even when COVID came, they said you can even get COVID through the eye. Was that true?
Definitely.
How? So I think what they told us was that, the washing of hands and you may pick up the virus and then... So
think
when
about
it enters
this.
into your eye, will it damage the eye?
No, think about all that we've just said. COVID is a virus. Again, the virus is... COVID is a virus. Imagine that I touch an infected surface, and then my eyes itchy or something, an insect falls in mine, and then I give a generous rub. It mixes up with my tears. It quickly goes in here. You get it? The nose. And remember the sinuses. It's so easy.
Yeah.
So easy.
So it will not do. So is it that it will not do anything to the eye where it can cause some glaucoma or cataract for you?
Okay. For now, now, what we've seen clinically, no, you don't really. I don't really see anything. People have had COVID and they are fine. Their eyes are still fine. Of course, you can get the redness of reaction of the eye. You get some conjunctivitis as a result of it. But then to say damage the retina, that may be in extreme cases, but I've not really seen anything like that. Yeah.
So to my last question, then we wrap up.
Yeah.
What causes boils on the eye? Is it a general body thing, or it is an issue specifically to the eye?
Okay, it could be a general body. These are normally infections that occur. You see, even at the tip, let me show you, at the tip of the eye, the base of the eyelashes, you can have an infection there as well. And those infections, I mean, boils can form as a result of these infections. There are other times where these things that cause, this secretes the oily part of the tears, you can have a blockage. And
so where would the blockage come from? I mean, for those of us who have to use makeup and lashes, it's understandable, but for the everyday person who...
No, I mean, our hands are always going to our eyes all the time. And the eyelashes are there to also trap dust and germs and all of that. Well, eventually, it could even get to your eye. That's why sometimes I advise that people wash their face. Yeah, just general eye face wash.
So there are some people that have this... Oh, I've forgotten the name.
Yeah.
They usually have it on some joints, but some people have it on the eye, like a round ball on the eyelid. It's painless.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
There are different kinds of growths on the eye. Common among them, we have what we call the stye. We have the chalazion. Chalazions are usually painless. If you have a stye or a chalazion, stye can be painful. First of all, if you have a growth, one of the things you can start off with is by doing what we call the warm compress. So you have warm water, clean towel, put the towel in, squeeze it, and then apply heat to it to help, should I say, soften it and get it to drain and all that. But there are some that can be stubborn, very stubborn. You may have to come to the clinic, we give you medication. There are some that don't even respond well to medication, and we may have to make an incision, take it off and remove it.
So at what point, this one says, thank you for this conversation. The doctor has solved my problem. You're welcome.
I see. I'm glad to hear.
This one says, is the cataract surgery in Ghana?
Oh, there are so many cataract surgeries done. Look, let me tell you, our eye surgeons are good. Of course, the different skills. But cataract surgeries, do not be afraid for cataract surgeries. If you have any questions, when you approach your doctor, ask. Ask. It's unfortunate that some cataract surgeries don't go as planned. And I mean, you pardon us, we are human. But most surgeries are very, very successful.
So the eye surgeons are different from the optometrists and ophthalmologists and opticians?
The ophthalmologists are the surgeons.
They are the surgeons. Okay. Yes. So at what point does the growth, that round ball thing, become a problem? Because some people, they are able to still function properly. No issues. Depending
on what the growth is, and if the growth is still continuing. There are some growths that are, we call it benign. It's just there. It won't do anything. So if you don't mind the cosmetics of it and it's just there, you can just leave it and not do anything about it. But there are some that can grow bigger, and hopefully it's not cancerous or anything like that. We may have to take a look. But all in all, it is best you let your optometrist take a look at it. And then if there's a need to escalate it or do anything about it, then we do. If it's nothing, we tell you.
So I wanted to ask about tattooing the eye, but I don't know how to frame the question. Is it dangerous?
Tattooing the eye can be dangerous. Tattoo in general, tattoos. Yeah, even some, you know where I'm going. You know the eyelash, eyebrows. You do these permanent ones. They're actually tattoos. They are not very helpful. If you are thinking about it, in my opinion, professional opinion, I cannot stop you, but I would advise you against it. No,
so quickly,
can cause cancer anyway.
If you can give us a small remedy, like one of the more generic remedies as to when something happens to your eye, the very first aid you can adopt, if you can give us that quickly.
So what can I use? If something falls into your eye, let's say for that. Don't rush to your friend and let him open your eye and blow. You don't know how many bacteria are in your friend's eye that he's blowing into your eye. Don't do that. Rather, get your eye under running water.
Okay.
And then rinse your eye. Or if you get a bowl of water, put your eye in. The same applies for if you have any chemical spillage or, spray any chemical that gets into your eye. Make sure, especially if it's a very strong chemical, please before you think of coming to the doctor, run your eye under running water for like 10-15 minutes continuously. Okay. Get it to take all that off. If something pierces the eye, don't take it off yourself. Take it to the eye health facility. You take your optometrist, your ophthalmologist, and let us handle it. Do not do it yourself.
What about breast milk?
Breast milk is meant for babies.
Yeah.
Don't use breast milk in your eyes.
Okay.
Do not.
So you heard it here. You heard it all here from our optometrist, Dr. Augustine Derry, and he has educated us extensively on some of the myths and, of course, the practices. So I'm hoping that as you've learned today, from today, you won't indulge in certain things like using breast milk to try and flush out any foreign bodies in your eyes. So right before we wrap up, if you can give us any closing remarks, and maybe next time what you come and teach us.
Okay. Well, your eye is the window to your body, and if you use your eyes well, you should have a good life. You take about more than 70% to 80% of the information you have in our environment, we receive it visually, so don't joke with your eye. Make it a point to make a yearly exam at the eye hospital.
Okay.
Now, if anyone would want to, you could also follow.
Yes.
You can follow me. I'm on Instagram, August Derry, the month August and Derry together. August Derry, you can follow. On TikTok, same August Derry. On Facebook, Augustine Derry.
Okay.
I work at Third Eye Care and Vision Center. You may want to maybe schedule an appointment. You can decide to call. I'll give you a number to call. 0245 938389. 0245 938389. Perhaps the next time we come, we may look at one disease, maybe glaucoma.
Okay.
Something. We will take a good in-depth view at it.
All right. Thank you so much. So while you were speaking, somebody said, please, I'm John Bannerman, watching you live from Sekondi. Please, when I'm reading, I see it small. Can I go for lens? Yes.
Yes.
Go and speak to your optometrist. We like that too much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Doc. And
you're welcome.
A big thank you to you, to our cherished viewers. Thank you so much for staying here with us throughout from 6 a.m. till now. A big thank you to our management, our production team, everybody that joined hands to make the show a success as always. A big thank you to our sponsors. A big thank you again to everybody here. And we would like to say that as you go through your day, please spread positivity. You can achieve your dreams if you have the courage. That is what today's quote says. So as you go through your day, meditate on that, spread positivity, keep that beautiful smile on your face. And we will see you again bright and early on Thursday morning. Do have an amazing week ahead.